Governor Bello Matawalle meets with Chief of Army Staff. Farmers in Kano jubilate as water is released from Watari Dam for irrigation. Parents and guardians have been called upon to set up efforts in the education of their children. On business, the World Bank says businesses in Nigeria lost $29 billion yearly to poor electricity. And on the international scene, President Joe Biden kicked off a virtual climate summit. And on sport, Nigeria's 11-year-old Mustafa ranked world's best cadet table tennis player. Hello there, welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Foze Ibrahim. Now the news in full. Governor Bello Matawalle meets with Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Attahiru Ibrahim over recent attack in Zamfara, seeks proactive measures to curtail banditry. It could be recalled that the bandits have caused some havoc in some villages of Maradun and Bakuru local government areas of the state. The governor implores the Chief of Army Staff not to allow the recent upsurge to diminish the successes recorded since his accession to the mantle of military leadership. The Chief of Army Staff assured the governor that proactive measures will be taken by his men to check the excess of bandits and insurgents in the northwest region of the country. The Zamfara state government has expressed deep concern over the recent attack in some communities in Magami district of Gusau local government area of the state. In a statement, the State Commissioner of Information Alhaji Ibrahim Magaji Dosara said the government noted with dismay the callous act of terrorism meted to innocent people carrying out their legitimate businesses in search of food for their respective families. The Commissioner said the government was disturbed by the senseless killing, maiming and general destructions of lives and properties of the mostly farming communities. Our correspondent, Fita Phillips, reports.
Alhaji Ibrahim Magaji Dosara said he regretted that the evil act happened when the government is making every effort to ensure full return of peace and security in the state. The government therefore ordered the immediate stock taking of the damages inflicted on the affected communities to provide the needed support and assistance for the families of the victims. Meanwhile, the State Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs has been directed to, as a matter of urgency, mobilize to the affected communities and provide immediate assistance to the families of the victims. The government also implored security agencies in the state to collaborate with one another to provide the needed security to the affected areas. The Commissioner also stated that the government had directed for the immediate closure of 4 markets as from Tuesday, April 22, 2021, until further notice. The markets are Magami and Wanke Market in Gusau local government area, Dansado Market in Maru local government area, and Dauran Market in Zorme local government area. Security agencies are hereby directed to ensure strict compliance. They are also ordered to deal ruthlessly with anyone found violating law and order within and around the affected markets. And that's the report. Peter Phillips reporting for SVTV News Gusau.
A concerned citizen of Dosara-based businessman Malam Yusuf Dosara has called on Maradun local government to complete the Maradun-Dosara-Karabus road. Malam Yusuf Dosara noted that inhabitants of the area have been facing hardship due to the deplorable condition of the road from Bakaloridam, Karabus Dosara to Maradun town. The concerned citizen said construction of the road will facilitate improved economic activities in the area. He noted with concern that the state government started reconstructing of the road 9 months ago, but the project is yet to be completed. Water have been released from Watari Dam in Kano State to allow for continuation of irrigation activities within Bagwai, Bichi local government area and environs. It could be recalled that a few months ago, release of water from the dam was halted so that repair works can be carried out on the dam infrastructure without hindrance. Kano State Agro-Pastoral Development Project has awarded contract for the repair and rehabilitation of the water irrigation scheme to Hajeg Nigeria Limited for the sum of 315 million naira as part of the measures to enhance food security, rural development and poverty alleviation in the state. Expressing gratitude on behalf of farmers, the chairman of the Rotary Farmers Association, Malam Ibrahim Sani, described the Kano State Agricultural Development Project intervention as a leash of life for farming communities in the domain. Security agents stopped inmates from Kurmawa prison, which is located near the Emir's Palace in Kano State, from breaking out on Thursday evening. Residents in the area where the prison is located had sporadic gunshots as they prepared to break their Ramadan fast on Thursday evening. The incident was reported by Musbahu Nasarawa, a spokesman of the Nigerian Correctional Service in Kano, who added that the inmates attempted to create chaos but were resisted. The concerted effort of the prison authorities prevented the rebellion. Unconfirmed reports suggested that the uproar was caused by the poor quality of food served to the prisoners as they tried to break their fast on Thursday. Nasarawa, however, denied the claim that the crisis was the result of lack of food items or poor quality of food for the inmates. Thursday, 23rd April 2021 is World Book Day, which is also known as World Book and Copyright Day. It is an annual event day organized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization to promote reading, publishing and copyright. Svtv Katsina correspondent Suraj Malamfashi samples people's view on the day and how to promote reading culture in the society. His reports.
World Book Day, also known as World Book and Copyright Day or International Day of the Book, is an annual event organized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to promote reading, publishing and copyright. The first World Book Day was celebrated on 23rd April in the year 1995 and continues to be recognized on that day. The question is, are our people aware of this day and how can we promote reading habit in our society? Some students, authors and librarians have tried in answering the questions.
I know about the World Book Day. Well, the World Book Day is mostly set aside to celebrate the powerful effect of book reading, and books has been inspiring and educating for thousands of years to come. So definitely I think celebrating the day is a very...
First of all, I think the reading culture in Arewa generally has dropped backwardly, honestly speaking, because due to advent of technological advancement and what have you, over the years we recorded serious decline in the reading culture. Most of the schools today lack qualitative or good library. Guidance and counseling units are no longer obtainable in schools, which such units guide students on the importance of reading. These days, when you see youth reading, then definitely it must be football or entertainment, in the sense that I'm not saying that football or entertainment does not or don't add value to someone's life. Like me, I watch football, but the reading culture that the day aim to celebrate book, especially, which easily translate into reading. The reason I say reading culture has dropped backwardly is, go to any bookshop here in Katsina and ask, how much money do they generate on a daily basis?
Because if they started reading books in the primary school and secondary school, then the library will be improved. Likewise, if you look at the Katsina State Public Library and any public library in Nigeria, the most important section we have is a children's section, because it's a place where the student can go and read and start reading. So if they cultivate the habit of reading books, reading other information resources, so then we can improve our reading culture. But unfortunately, we don't have such kinds of libraries, particularly in our primary school. Even the one we have in our secondary school, they are not well equipped. They are not well equipped in the school libraries, because most of the librarians in the secondary schools are not librarians, are not even a teacher librarian. They are just being assigned to take care of the library without knowing what library is, what is the importance of library, how do they create an alternative for users to come to use the resources in the library.
The original idea of the day was from the Spanish writer Vicente Clavé Andres as a way to honor the author Miguel de Cervantes, and in 1995, UNESCO decided that the World Book and Copyright Day will be celebrated on 23rd April. As the date is also anniversary of the days of Miguel de Cambe's, William Shakespeare's Garcilaso de Vega, as well as that of births or deaths of several other prominent authors in order to promote not only reading but writing and the publishing of books around the globe. From Katsina, Sirajul Dallami Malamfashi for SVTV News.
Parents and guardians have been called upon to support government efforts towards providing equal access of education to the school-age children, especially the girl child. The Executive Chairman, Katsina State Universal Basic Education Board, Alhaji Lawali Buhari Daura, made the call at the grand reception ceremony in honor of Amina Ibrahim of Yarima Primary School, Damusa Local Government Area, who emerged co-winner of the first position at World Read Aloud Day competition. Alhaji Lawal Buhari Daura said the board will continue to support and cooperate with other donor agencies in the bid to develop basic education sector in the states. In a remark, the Northwest Regional Coordinator Universal Learning Solution, Alhaji Umar Farouk Bello, who thanked the Jolly Phonics teacher in the state, said the organization organizes reading competition among children in early grade classes in public primary schools across the Federation. The organization organizes reading competition among children in early grade classes in public primary schools across the Federation. And on business, the World Bank has stated that businesses in Nigeria suffer an annual loss of $29 billion as a result of unreliable power supply, saying the situation has resulted in the refusal of consumers to pay their bills. Top officials of the bank said that World Bank dialogue on fostering knowledge sharing and dialogue on power sector issues in Nigeria. Presenting the bank's power sector recovery program fact sheet, World Bank Practice Manager, West and Central Africa Energy, Aisha Kanas, said the majority of Nigerians are reluctant to pay for electricity because of the bills are not transparent and clear. Nigerian utilities get paid for only a half of electricity they receive. It added that for every 10 naira worth of electricity received by electricity distribution companies, DESCO, about 2.6 naira is lost to power distribution infrastructure and through power theft, while another 3.4 naira is not paid for. And on the international scene, President Joe Biden on Thursday kicked off a virtual climate summit attended by 40 other world leaders by announcing an ambitious cut in greenhouse gas emissions as he looks to put the U.S. back at the center of the global effort to address the climate crisis and curb carbon emissions. At the White House summit, which is taking place on Thursday and Friday, Biden committed the United States to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by 50 to 52% below its 2005 emission levels by 2030. While the goals are part of the Paris Climate Agreement that Biden rejoined upon taking office, they are non-binding and the administration has not rolled out a plan on how the U.S. will meet them. In an address opening summit, Biden laid out his mission for a greener economy in which climate change is taken seriously across all sectors and result in more jobs for the blue-collar workers as he focused on throughout his career. In an address opening the summit, Biden laid out his vision for a greener economy in which climate change is taken seriously across all sectors and result in more jobs for the blue-collar workers as he focused on throughout his career. And on sports, Abu Sufyan Abubakar has that package for us.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. I'm Abu Sufyan Abubakar and I'm with the sports update. Nigeria's 11-year-old Mustafa ranked world best cadet tennis player Mustafa is ranked number 1 in the under 11 and ranked 17th on the under 13 category of the World Cadet Table Tennis Championship. The International Table Tennis Federation has ranked Nigeria's teenage table tennis player Musa Mustafa as the world's best player in the boys under 11 cadet categories. Mustafa made his senior debut at the 2018 Nigerian Open in Lagos and was part of the Nigerian team that won the 2019 ITTF Junior Circuit in Ghana. According to the rankings released by the ITTF, Mustafa has 128 points, which made him number 1 in the under 11 category, while he is also ranked 17th in the under 13 category. The Mustafa brothers, Musa and Mustafa, are back again for the Nigerian Open, a year older and perhaps wiser. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to you, Joshua.
Thank you, Abubakar Sufyan. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Bello Matawalle meets with the Chief of Army Staff. Farmers in Kano jubilate as water is released from Watari Dam for irrigation. Parents and guardians have been called upon to step up effort in the education of their children. On business, the World Bank says businesses in Nigeria lost $29 billion yearly to poor electricity. And on the international scene, President Joe Biden kicked off a virtual climate summit. And in sports, Nigeria's 11-year-old Mustafa ranked world best cadet table tennis player. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs, Ibrahim Gabatino, I am Fawzi Ibrahim. Do have a nice day and stay tuned.